Today's lesson is using variables. The objective is to model relationships with variables and modeling relationships with equations. Vocabulary. 1. A variable is a symbol, usually a letter, that represents one or more numbers. The most common is X, or maybe even N. Notice with my X, on my X, I have a little curvy line and then a straight line. We do not do this because it looks too much like a multiplication sign. So it's kind of like more of a cursive X. And then N. N doesn't have a number or another symbol that goes near it. So N is just fine. Not capitalized. It's just a tiny letter. You have an algebraic expression is a mathematical phrase that can include numbers, variables, and operation symbols. So operation symbols again would be adding, subtracting, multiplying. I'm going to use the dot for multiplying, and dividing, which usually I use as a fraction instead of a division sign. Then you have an equation is a mathematical sentence that uses an equal sign. So this one will have an equal sign. You'll have an algebraic expression that just means it has numbers and variables and operation symbols. And equation will have numbers, variables, operation symbols, and an equal sign. And it might even have, this equation might have even more than one variable. An open sentence is an equation that contains one or more variables. That means we don't know what the answer to the variable is yet. So, we're going to write an algebraic expression. There's some information you should know about it. Again, it does not have an equal sign. So, anything that has the word than in it means we're going to switch numbers and variables. So, it says 7 more than n. So, instead of having it in order of 7 plus n, it's going to be n plus 7. B, the difference of A and 7. Well, difference means subtraction. So it's going to be A minus 7. I don't need to switch it. Now it says the product of 7 and C. If you even have it where the C goes first, where it says the product of C and 7, I want you to do it in this order. You always put the number first, and that would be 7. And then you have the variable, and C. Please do not put a multiplication sign in between them. 7 times C is when you just stick them together. Now, quotient means a division sign, division. But I like to use it as a fraction. So the quotient of P and 7 means I'm going to have P divided by 7. So it's in a fraction form. The first letter goes on top, and the second letter the number or letter goes on the bottom. Oh, I have E. 15 minus K. It just says what you would write. 15 minus K. And there's your answer. Let's see. D. Big chance this is it. Okay, define a variable. So I'm going to use X for all of them. So I'm going to just say X equals the number. Unknown number. Let's say that. Unknown number. write an expression for each phrase. So it says 2 times a number, so we're going to do 2 times x, so it's 2x, plus 5. And you put plus 5. And this time it says 7 less than, so that tells me the 7 is going to go later because it's the word than there. So it's going to go later, and it's subtraction because it's less than. And then it says 3 times a number, so it's going to be 3 times a number. C, the sum of 15, sum means plus, and twice a number, so 2 times a number. D, the quotient, so a fraction, of 3 and a number, so 3 and a number. Again, you can use any variable you want. You can use the letter, your first letter of your name, if you want to. The only letters I do not like are like I and O and L. Reason why is because they're too close to numbers in our work. Okay, example 3. Define the variable. So again, they gave you the variable in this in these equations. It says then write an equation to model each situation. So it says Track One Media sells all CDs for $12 each. The word each here means multiply. So write an equation that represents the cost. Okay, cost always will be by itself. So I'm going to say C equals, because cost equals. Notice we're using the word equation. So that means it equals something. Of a given number of CDs. Our number of CDs is N. So they cost me $12 each, the CDs. So it will be 12 N. And there's your answer, because it's $12 each. Okay, let's look at the next one. And I'd like you to try this one on your own using the same concept as above. Please put me on pause, try it out, and come back after you've done the problem. All right. So hopefully you got C equals 15N, because this time the cost equals 15 times the amount of CDs you are buying. All right, so define the variables. So they gave us variables right here. It says A and C. A is the cost of the purchase, and C is the amount of change. So when we look at something, when we're looking at boxes or tables like this, this variable will always go first. When you write an equation, you're going to say this variable, the second variable, always goes first. So it's going to go C equals something. Now, I purchased something, and I gave them, the purchase is $20, and I received 0 back. How much money do you think I gave them? I gave them $20. So I started with $20. So I'm going to put $20 down. Then, how much I purchased it for. I purchased it for $20. Well, they gave me a variable for that. They gave me A as my purchase, so it would be 20 minus A. Let's try it out. If I look at this box, I say I had $20, I gave them $20, I got $0 back. I gave them a 20, I spent 19, I'm going to get $1 back. I had $20, I gave them what cost me $17.50, and I received $2.50 back. So this is your equation for this type of table. All right. And that's the end. I'll see you later. Bye-bye.